Alright, hi there again YouTube, and thanks so much for joining me yet again. We are going to be taking a look at an article, plus we have a Hudl 1 and a Hudl 2. Now in this video we're going to go over the write-up before we actually get to the fix of the devices. Now the write-up's important because it covers the aspects of both the Hudl 1 in the 7-inch and the Hudl 2 in the 8-inch screens. Let's have a look at the write-up. Let's see where we go. No introduction on this video, no music, let's just dive straight in. So, this is from sites.google.com/view/vivweb01/Hudl2. Links for this write-up are going to be in the description bar below, and it took quite a bit of finding to get this. But anyway, it reads, important message for Hudl 2 owners. That's the bigger version. What you see here, the 8.2. So it reads, do you own one of the Tesco's Hudl 2 tablets, and are you consider factory resetting it for any reason? If you are, then don't. At least not without checking which Android version it's using. If you do reset it, you'll render it useless. In other words, it becomes a paperweight. You'll brick it. Here's why. First, however, there is some background. There's a more detailed history of the Hudl's development on the Hudl 1 page, which will give you more insight to the problem. The following is a brief summary of key events. It's these key events that we need to know about. So Tesco's bought out their flagship 7-inch Hudl 1, which is this version, in the 2010s, and it was followed with the larger model, an 8.3-inch screen, a year or two later, which is this one here. Suffice to say, the whole Hudl project as a whole wasn't well managed by Tesco, and their key mistake was to build into their tablets setup routine a compulsory visit to their server. This was designed to capture a cohort of new online shoppers and may have seemed like a clever marketing ploy in the early years of the 2010s. The retail landscape changed rapidly in the mid-teens. However, and Tesco's quickly tired of tablet retailing, ceased selling Hudls in 2015 and eventually withdrew server support in 2019, thus preventing any device that what had been reset from setting up again. In the event, this created major headaches both for their users and for Tesco's themselves. The article goes on to read, dedicated tablet users are an inventive lot generally, and various successful workarounds were developed from the early 2020 and proved quite successful. The Achilles heel, however, was the Hudl 2, which is the big version, unlike the Hudl 1, which is the little one. Access to the bootloader of this device was locked, and it hasn't, at least to the author's knowledge and to my knowledge thereof, therefore been possible to develop a custom ROM similar to the Hudl 1, which cuts the offending server visit during startup. Now, this is important. The Hudl 2, this guy, the bootloaders have been locked on it. Now, if you factory reset them, that's a problem. You have to unlock the bootloader first from within developer options. We'll get to that. So yeah, we go on to mention about startup. This wasn't a problem until very recently, since the date method we developed for the Hudl 1 could still be used to fool the server into accepting a setup request for the Hudl 2, despite the server certificate having expired way back in 2020. However, when Microsoft changed their communication protocols for server interaction and engagement recently, this caused the server communication to fail during setup because the old server wasn't compatible with the new protocol. Since Tesco washed their hands of server maintenance in 2020, this server connection is never likely to be upgraded, even if the URL remains available. The upshot of all of this is that there is now no published method for reactivating a stuck Hudl 2. So in other words, if you've gone and factory reset this guy, you might be in some trouble. So in other words, if you factory reset your device, you will thus render it effectively useless at a stroke. Well, actually, we're going to take a look at that in upcoming videos, and we're going to see what we can do about this. So, okay, the article goes on to say why perform factory reset at all and what are the alternatives. Now, many people reset prior to selling on their device on the assumption that it will clear all personal data, and this is not completely effective since the system partition is left untouched, and therefore any personal digital footprints left there will remain. Clearance of personal data can be achieved just as effectively by deleting any accounts you've created and clearing the contents of directories manually. Another common reason for performing factory reset is apps running chronically slow or complete screen lockup. There is no reset button as there is on the Hudl 1, but if your device locks up, you can usually return it to life using the recovery menu to reboot, such as press power up and volume up keys together for 20 to 30 seconds until the recovery menu appears, then use volume up and down power buttons to select the reboot option. Now, the article goes on to say, for those unfortunate enough already to have reset their Hudls and found that they're well and truly stuck, help may be at hand. The article author says that they're currently working on a get out of jail method designed to bring the Hudl 2 back into use without reflashing the ROM or adjusting the date and time, and will publish if successful. Well, the author is also in a race against me because I'm also looking for the same fix, essentially. So it's whichever comes first, whether them or me. But either way round it, we will solve this problem. So one other word of warning: if you've recently reset prior to selling on eBay or elsewhere and weren't aware of this problem, check your device to see if it will set up again. If you're fortunate, it'll have been upgraded to Android 5.1 at some time during its life, and all will be well. If not, you'd be advised to sell as parts only to avoid an expensive return request from an irate buyer wanting to know why you've sold them a dud. And then the article goes on to say, watch this space for news. So there are workarounds here, but then again, there are things that say that there are not. Essentially, the rest of the article is there to read at your leisure, and I recommend that you do so. But this is just pretty much a highlight of the Hudl 2 and a brief description of the similar fault with the Hudl 1. Now we're going to be taking a look at the Hudl 1 in one of the next videos to see if we can indeed actually factory reset this with a custom ROM that I found on the internet. That'll be interesting to find out. And no, I'm not going to activate it in developer options, so it may very well turn out this could be a brick. So what we will go ahead and do is we will brick the device accordingly in the next video, and then we will try to recover it. But I thought I'd leave that one with you, just on the pretext of sort of looking for the information for this, because it's some while since I put out a video on the Hudl 2. Now, I don't know if anyone else has stumbled across this article or across Viv's website in general, but it's well worth a look. But for the time being, we're going to leave it there, and I will see you in the next one. So for now, take care. As always, please do like, comment, share and subscribe. Get the bell on. Ringy ding. And I'll see you again sometime soon. And in one of the next videos, we will have a look at these. So that's what's coming up. So stay tuned, people, and I will see you soon. Much love. Bye.